Imagine standing in a cold gray federal prison cell. A judge looks you in the eye and says, "You can walk out of those doors right now. You can be a free man today. All you have to do is tell me where the gold is." Now, imagine looking that judge back in the face and saying, "I forgot." That is the reality for Tommy Thompson. He has been in jail for nearly a decade, not for a murder, not for a heist, but for a memory lapse regarding 500 missing gold coins. This isn't just a story about a shipwreck. It's a story about the greatest treasure hunt in American history, a 130-year-old curse, and a genius who beat the ocean only to lose to his own greed. In the mid-1800s, the California gold rush was at its peak. Men were getting rich, and they wanted to bring that wealth back to the East Coast. The SS Central America was the Amazon Prime of its day, a massive 280-foot side-wheeled steamer built to carry the literal foundations of the U.S. economy. On September 3, 1857, she steamed out of Panama carrying 578 passengers and 30,000 pounds of gold. This wasn't just gold dust. We're talking about massive double eagle coins and bricks of 24-karat gold the size of bread loaves. Then the sky turned black. Off the coast of the Carolinas, a Category 2 hurricane intercepted the ship. For 3 days, the ship was a floating nightmare. The engines failed, the lights went out. The passengers, wealthy merchants, and rugged miners formed a human chain using buckets to toss water back into the rising tide for 30 hours straight. When the ship finally snapped in half and plunged 7,000 feet to the bottom of the Atlantic, it didn't just take 425 lives. It took so much gold that it caused the Panic of 1857, the first worldwide economic crisis. The gold was gone. For 131 years, the ocean held it tight. Fast forward to the 1980s. Every treasure hunter in the world had tried to find the ship of gold and failed. The Atlantic is deep, dark, and crushing. Enter Tommy Thompson. Tommy wasn't a salty sea captain. He was a brilliant, socially awkward engineer from Ohio. He didn't use luck, he used math. Tommy used something called Bayesian search theory. He gathered every survivor's account from 1857. One woman remembered seeing the sunset at a specific angle. A sailor remembered the wind direction. Tommy plugged these human fragments into a computer model to create a probability map of the seafloor. He raised $12 million from 161 local investors in Ohio, regular people like dentists and farmers, and built Nemo, a 6-ton underwater robot. In 1988, Nemo's cameras flickered on at the bottom of the ocean. The crew on the surface gasped. On the screen, they didn't see a wreck. They saw a garden of gold. Because the gold was so heavy, it had pinned the ship's remains to the floor. There were stacks of gold coins sitting there like towers of poker chips.
Tommy Thompson returned to port a hero. He'd pulled $100 million worth of gold from the deep. But, as the saying goes, gold does strange things to the souls of men. Immediately, 39 insurance companies sued him. Then his investors sued him, claiming they hadn't seen a penny of the profit. Tommy spent the next 20 years in courtrooms instead of oceans. The stress broke him. He became paranoid, convinced the government was out to steal his life's work. In 2012, a judge ordered Tommy to appear in court to explain where the money went. Tommy didn't show up. He vanished. He became one of the most wanted men in the United States. For 3 years, the US Marshals hunted him across the country. They finally found him in 2015, living in a Hilton hotel in Florida. He was using a fake name, paying for everything with stacks of moldy, wet $100 bills, and living like a ghost.
When they caught him, the government asked one simple question: where are the 500 missing gold coins? These coins are worth roughly $2.5 million, but to Tommy, they represent something more. He told the judge he had a memory disorder. He claimed he couldn't remember which blind trust or which Belizean bank held the coins. The judge didn't buy it. He found Tommy in civil contempt. In the US, you usually can't be held in jail forever without a trial, but civil contempt is different. As long as you have the keys to your own cell, meaning as long as you have the information the court wants, they can keep you there.
Today, Tommy Thompson is still behind bars. He is over 70 years old. He has spent nearly a decade of his life in a cell, losing his health and his freedom, all to protect the location of 500 coins. Is it because he wants the money? Or is it because, after beating the Atlantic Ocean and finding the impossible, he refuses to let the government win the final round? The gold is still out there, and Tommy Thompson is the only man alive who knows where it's buried.